So we're not changing a whole lot. We're still word problems, but now we're going to tackle scenarios where you don't have an equation. You have to make it yourselves. The calculator will do that for us, okay? So we call that regressions. Creating your own equation. Page 42. Okay. So this equation will try its best to model the points that you will feed it. Okay. So the steps here would be, first and foremost, would be turn on plot 1. This is to use zoom stat. And I know right now it's not going to mean a whole lot to you. Just write it down and then we'll go through it in a bit. Second step is enter x values into L1, y values into L2. How do you do that? You press stat, like that's actually a button, and you're going to select edit. Okay, this is an option. Stat, edit, that's how you get there. Clear values. Go to top, press clear, that is also a button, and then enter. That will clear anything that's already in there before you want to put in whatever new points you have. Step number 3, perform regression. I wonder if I should tell you to first look at the scatter plot. I will do that. Press zoom, okay, and then select zoom stat. Okay, you should see the scatter plot. For perform regression. So we go, how do we do that? We go stat, that's a button. You're going to select calculate. Then you're going to select quadratic regression. And quadratic needs, okay, needs L1, which to get it, you're going to press second, that's also a button, 1, that's also a button. As well as L2, it needs L2. We press second, number 2. Also, need a place to store the equation. Underline storing the equation. Right? So we press alpha, also a button. So whenever I put a box around it, that's actually a button. And trace, it's also a button. So at first it's going to be a little overwhelming, but if you practice a couple of times, you're not even going to look at this anymore. Okay, alpha, trace, select Y1. Okay, we usually want to put it in Y1. Okay, you should see this. Okay, on your screen, on your home screen, if you did this correctly, you should see quad reg. Whatever, you know that it says quad, right? Quad reg, L1, big comma like this, actually, because you're going to actually press that. L2, big comma again, Y1. Okay. Press enter to C equation. So make sure you have this written down. I'm going to go up here. Make sure you have this, and I would say not right now. After you've done it a couple of times, you have a little entry on your study sheet that reminds you of this. Because once we do a different unit, you're going to forget about it, but it's very important that you remember these steps. Okay? And you will find out after a while that some of these steps are perhaps optional. But for now, we're just going to stick to this until you're comfortable performing a regression. So let's practice that right away. Let's go to 43, page 43. If you want to give this another detailed read, you can go for it, but I'm going to skip straight to this step right here. I summarized whatever is on top. I summarized it with whatever you wrote down, and it's very concise there. Determine the quadratic equation that best fits the points right here. We're never going to trick you. If it's a vertical column, the first one is always our x. This could be time, distance, you name it. So we put that into L1. That's actually part of your work. And we put whatever the second column is, which is our y, we put that into L2. Okay. So let's follow along with the calculator on this one. Turn it on, go second mode to quit. Maybe clear your home screen for now. So the first thing we do is we go to y equals, clear anything that's in there. And this is where plot 1, 2, and 3 is found. We want to turn on plot 1. So right now, yours should all be off, like it shouldn't be selected. So you go to the top, hit enter, and then if you move away from it, it should still stay highlighted, so you know plot 1 is turned on. Okay, that's step number 1. Now let's put this into our L1 and L2. So we press stat, edit, right? That's the first option right there. You hit enter. And you should see a bunch of columns here. This is almost like your Excel spreadsheet right here. I want you to clear whatever is in there. So you go to the very top of the column, you press clear, and then you hit enter. And it will get rid of whatever is in there at the moment. Then go over to L1, press clear, and then hit enter. And you'll see all of them clear. Now, if you ever press delete, by mistake. So let's say I'm going to press delete instead of clear because it happens to students. You're going to get rid of that whole L1. It's gone. So to fix it, if that's you right now, if you don't have an L1, follow my steps right here. I press stat again. Instead of selecting edit, you're going to select setup editor. If you hit enter and then enter one more time, it will have fixed it. So I go stat, edit one more time, and there it is. It's back in business. Okay, so I can help you with that if that happens. That's fine. So let's put these values into L1. Make sure you use a negative, not minus, when you put in values like this. So -4, enter. -1, enter. 2, enter. So you press enter every time. -5, enter. 2, enter. 1, enter. You should have 3 values on X, 3 and Y. Like that. This is what the calculator is going to draw from, okay, whatever's in here. Now, let's do the regression itself. You're going to go press stat again, but instead of edit, you're now going to go to calculate. Right here, if you look at my pencil, go sideways to calculate, and then we're going to use quadratic regression. Next year, we're going to do more regressions, but this year it's all about quadratic regression. So select option number 5. You should see quadratic there. Are we good? I'll do it one more time. Okay, if you missed it, you go stat, calculate, and then you select quadratic regression. And I'm just going to delete that second entry, right? Now you need to feed quadratic regression. Where are the X values? Where are the Y values? So I'm just going to show you on the calculator. If you look up here, do you see L1 right there? L2, L3, all the way to L6. So that's what we're going to access. So to access them, you press second, and then you press 1. So now you're telling quadreg L1 is my X values. Press the comma button to separate, and then you're going to go second L2. Those are the Y values. And technically you're fine here, but we're going to do something extra. We're going to go comma. We're going to store it in Y1. We're going to tell the calculator, paste whatever you're going to find into Y1. So you press alpha, trace, and then you hit enter. We want it into Y1, right? So enter. That is what you want to see every single time. L1, L2, Y1. Commas between, not right away, not the very first, but after all the other ones. Hit enter. That is our quadratic equation. Keep it on your screen for now, because if you press anything else, it's going to go away. Let's say that's you right now. I'm going to press enter one more time. I'm going to press a different button, let's say 2. Now it's gone, right? No, don't worry about it. Just go up until you see the entry, right, that you just did. You hit enter to copy it down, run it one more time, and there it is again. So what you need to do is you need to just tell me stat calc quadreg. That's all you need to tell me. I will know what that means. You're like, oh, you're doing our quadratic regression. Then you write your equation down. A is what? -0.44, right? So that means that you're going to write down -0.44 x squared. B is 0.11. Okay, remember we're doing the general form here. So you're going to go plus 0.11x. And C is 2.56. So you always round to 2 decimals. That's normally what we do. There is your quadratic regression. It gets better. It gets better than that. Let's go to y equals. Press y equals. If you did this right, that whole thing is in there. I don't want you to type this in. I don't want you to type this in manually into Y1. I want you to actually paste the whole thing into Y1. Okay? So it's, yeah, the whole thing is in there, all decimals. So now press graph. I missed the zoom stat part, okay? I didn't ask you to do the zoom stat. But let's do that right at this moment. Zoom stat is right here, the 9th option. It will always put all the points you've entered into your screen, so you'll always be able to quickly find those points, okay? Listen carefully, zoom stat doesn't work unless plot 1 is turned on. If you don't have plot 1 turned on, zoom stat will do nothing because it doesn't, it's saying like I don't know where to go, right? So plot 1 needs to be turned on for zoom stat to work, okay? Can I now find the vertex of the parabola? Can I find the y-intercept? X-intercepts? Right? It's back to what we've been doing all along. So this is basically just another layer before we get there. So I will not answer this right now. I will ask you to do this for homework. So 43, I still want you to be able to do all of that. Let me just look at this right here. It's gonna be a bit too tight if I just go in. Okay. So instead, I'm gonna go over to 44 here. I wanted to do a word problem, but it's gonna bite me. I know that. I would like to finish the entire word problem if I started. Let's go to 44 and focus on this one right here. So this has many applications. You need at least 3 points for quad reg to be able to do something. If you feed it less than 3 points, it's not going to work. It's actually going to give you an error. Okay. So your goal is to always find 3 points. So let's look at 44. Look at this one. I asked you to determine the equation of this parabola. That should tell you, right, quad reg. So tomorrow I will just have a little AC on just regression, like do you know how to press the buttons, okay? How many points do I already have? Got this one and this one, right? I need one more. And this is where it lies, guys. You're gonna always try to use the symmetry of the parabola to find another missing point. So when you start here and you go across like that, there's one right there that we can easily find. Okay. What do you think the y value is going to be here? If it's straight across from this one, it's also going to be 3, right? What about the x value? This is where I will use axis of symmetry. Okay, watch this. Remember, the axis of symmetry splits this thing in half, right? And it's -7. It's governed by that. So how many units does it take to go from here to the center? 7, right? It takes 7 units to get from here to here, which gets me to -7. How many do you think, hint, hint, how many do you think it's going to take from here to the other leg? Another 7. Another 7. Yeah. So this will be 7 and 7, this will be -14, correct? This is the shortcut. I'm just going to ask you to take that value and multiply that by 2, because it's whatever that value is, it's double that. Okay, it's double that, right? We went 7, we're going to take another 7. So this would be -14, 3. Do you have 3 points now? Yes, perfect. So I want you to always have a bit of a table here, and it doesn't matter which order you do them in. Okay, I'm going to go 0, 3. I'm going to start with this one, -7, 27.5, and then -14, 3. Okay, those are going to be my points. I want you to, before you go, try this right now. Can you come up with the equation? Maybe you need to go to page 42 and just see, can you press those buttons before you go? If you have any issues, I would like to solve them before we go. Yeah, I'll tell you the homework after. Just practice this. I will give you the answer in a bit. To follow the instructions and it'll solve it once and for all. Okay. So if you get this weird screen, I don't want you to have this because it messes students up sometimes. So we're gonna go. Let me just try this first. Yes, press mode, and then you go all the way down to where it says Stat Wizard. Stat Wizards. There's more than one wizard in this one, I guess. You want to turn that off. Okay? Turn Stat Wizards to the off position, and it will no longer be an issue for you. So if you try this again, you will not get that window anymore. Okay? If you're still away with, so listen carefully. I want you to fill in everything that's on 43 and 44 that we didn't do. So all the empties. And I'm also going to ask you to try 45. I'm going to post more than 45. But again, guys, you want how many points? 3. Sometimes I just give them to you. Sometimes you have to find them. What about this one, folks? This one is easy peasy, right? I already give you the points. Way more than 3. Is that a problem? Are you going to use only 3 or all of them? All of them. You got to use all the points. Which one is going to be your X? I already told you here. It's going to be the top and the bottom. Okay. Please try it. Tomorrow, I'll be right with you, Jerwin. Tomorrow, you want to come in and just press the buttons without even looking at your notes. That's the goal. That's the goal. Here's a little trick of the trade, okay? Look up here. You want to save time. If you've already done this, if this is in your history, and let's say I just worked on this one, and now I want to work on this one, okay? Copy paste. All you need to change is you need to go to Stat, Edit. You need to go to your L1 and L2, enter the new info. Once you're done that, you quit, go back to your home screen, copy paste, and then run it. However, I shouldn't have told you this. It's going to bite me. I want you to, for now, go through the motions every single time. Just so you're like not even thinking about it. You're just like, Stat, Edit, change the values. Go back to your home screen. Stat, quadratic regression, L1, L2, Y1, enter, enter, right? And I want you to go through that, to those steps because they're very important. When I say very important, I mean very important. Next year, lots. We're going to use that a lot, okay? So that's it for today.